I'm Wendy Smith. I'm the Macmillan Information and Support Lead at Northampton General Hospital. Today we're going to be talking about coping with your thoughts. So when somebody has a diagnosis of cancer and is receiving treatment, or even after treatment, they quite often feel that they have concerns of the future. There's a lot of uncertainty around what the future would be and what the next steps are after each treatment or each review, each scan. Quite often people feel isolated as well. So if somebody's had a diagnosis of cancer, they're quite often visiting the hospital. They're not going out as much because of symptoms. So their social life is changed. Also, sometimes people feel fatigue and pain. So that can be quite emotive. Somebody's feeling constantly tired. They can often feel frustrated about not being able to do what they used to do. Or if they're debilitated by pain, again, that stops people from being able to carry out even normal activities of daily living. Other experiences and emotions that come about are connected to sexuality, intimacy, and body image issues. So it could be that somebody is that they've had a cancer that causes altered body image, and that they're just getting used to that that new way of life or function or how they look. It could be that dynamics in the household have changed in certain relationships, and it's just about adapting to them. It could be about self-confidence, people losing their confidence, just in everyday life, going out, dressing up. So that can bring about a lot of emotions. Other things that can cause various emotions and thoughts and feelings are stress, anxiety, and depression. And we know that quite often people have anxieties around uncertainty of a cancer diagnosis or treatment. This can sometimes bring about depression. If somebody's already got a level of anxiety and or depression, a cancer diagnosis and going through treatment, and even after treatment, people can quite often feel that their anxiety is heightened or their depression has increased. Stress can come about because of the changes that are going on, about the uncertainty, about how life has changed so much, and this can bring about thoughts and feelings. And then also what can happen sometimes is people reevaluate their life and make certain life changes after a diagnosis, or prioritise things differently in life. So it's important when we practice self-management to be kind to ourselves, which we're not very good at doing. The Mind's Journal, quote, "Of all the people on the planet, you talk to yourself more than anyone. Make sure you are saying the right things." And that is true. We talk to ourselves more than we do talk to anybody, yet we talk to ourselves in a way sometimes that's not very kind, it's not very helpful, that we wouldn't talk to anybody else like. So it is about practicing self-care. So self-management, what is it? So it's about focusing on positive emotions as well as negative ones, and it's about pushing those positive emotions to the forefront of your mind. It's about learning new skills or building on existing skills, because we know there are people out there that do practice self-management, and it might be that that practice or skill has gone by the wayside during treatment. It's about picking it back up again and making sure that self-care is an important part of your daily life. It's about incorporating the skills into your daily life so that it becomes a habit, so that you do certain skills without even thinking, because it's just been incorporated and embedded into life. What self-management does as well is it gives you confidence and motivation to do the things you value, and find meaningfulness in life as well. So here are some examples of what self-care or self-management is about, and you'll see a variety of things here. Goal setting, we talk about a lot in other courses, where if you set goals and you share your goals with other people, you're more likely to achieve them. And it's a great way of increasing confidence and just managing every day, just setting little goals, whether it be an hour's gardening or walking 10 minutes around the block. Just setting those goals and then setting more goals as the day goes on. Gratitude diary we'll talk about is about being aware of the little things that go on in life, so that at the end of the day, despite challenges that you may have occurred, you can still find reasons to be grateful, whether it be a green traffic light, whether it be the lovely food that you ate at lunchtime. Mindfulness is a great way of managing uncertainty. So quite often we promote mindfulness for our patients because it's about bringing yourself back to the present, living in the moment, and trying not to worry about things in the future. It's about practicing different distraction techniques to enable that. So whether it's gratitude and taking in what's around you, or whether you practice something like the next example, which is guided imagery, where you're just taking 10 minutes out of your day to focus on listening to a piece of music that you enjoy, or guided imagery where somebody is talking you through a journey to a countryside, for example, or to a beach, and using your imagination to be there in that moment. What we know as well is diet and exercise is key for self-care. So it's about making sure that what you do eat is nutritious, that it's full of goodness and vitamins, minerals, and all the food group types that you need. Exercise is important as well to get the endorphins going, to keep active, and also just to keep a level of fitness. So we say 10-minute, it could be 10-minute short spurts 3 times a day where you're walking around the block or you're doing a bit of gardening. It doesn't have to be strenuous exercise, but something that just gets the heart going a little bit more. So also what we talk about is fatigue management when we talk about self-care. So quite often the feeling of overwhelmed tiredness is a common symptom for patients who have had treatment or finished treatment. That could be the cancer treatment or the cancer itself causing it. And it's about managing your day-to-day activities and not having those boom and bust days where you do everything you can because you feel really well and have energy, but then pay for it the next day when you feel really tired and fatigued. It's about keeping the activity levels at an even keel. It's about prioritising what jobs you have to do, what jobs you can give to somebody else. It's about making sure that your day has activities that you enjoy equally, that nourish you. Stress management is really important. We've already talked about stress and the feelings and emotions that come about that. And it is about taking time, giving yourself permission to practice self-care to manage stress levels, and having a good sleep pattern as well. So making sure you go to bed at regular times, don't have caffeine before bedtime, using a lavender infused bath, the little things that will encourage you to have a better night's sleep. So we mentioned gratitude diary. And what we know is if there's a level of uncertainty or there's worry, we have this fight and flight response. So we quite often naturally will look at dangers, and negative experiences tend to come to the forefront of our minds. It's almost like if we think the worst, then we'll be prepared, and quite often the worst never happens. So one of the reasons we introduce Gratitude Diary is to encourage those positives to come into the forefront of your mind. So gratitude encourages us to absorb these positives, and no matter how challenging your day has been, trying to think of at least 3 positives that have happened in that day and continue that practice on a daily basis, you'll find that your mind switch will be to a more positive approach rather than negative. What we know is that benefits of practicing gratitude, people have fewer health complaints because their well-being, emotional well-being, which is connected to physical, is maintained. People feel more attentive, energetic and determined, because when you're feeling positive, it gives you that buzz, and you want to do more. And when you're being aware of all the positives that are happening in life, it can have a positive effect on your approach in life. People often report feeling more satisfied and more optimistic as well for the future. They're more likely to build relationships with others because they are grateful for the relationships they've got. They seek the positives out of them, and how it makes them feel. And people can cope better with adversity. So these skills of self-care are transferable. So any challenges in life, not just a cancer diagnosis, can be used. And gratitude will certainly help with any challenge in life. Here are some great examples. And I think the more you practice gratitude, that will come as second nature. But just simple things like the company of my dog, the fact that you felt better this week, that you've increased your goals. You know, the more things that you come up with, the easier it will become. And even if you're doing gratitude as a family as well, it's quite nice, and it encourages that positive interaction. Include a family member, then tell them, because it's quite often nice to hear. Just mentioned in this in these slides are covered in the HOPE programme. So HOPE is Help Overcome Problems Effectively. At Northampton General Hospital, usually with 2 facilitators who are trained by Macmillan. It's a course that was designed by Macmillan and also the Psychology Department of Coventry University. So it's a 6-week course. It runs 2.5 hours each week, usually on the same day. It allows you to meet other people. The groups are usually between 6 and 12 people. And what we've found is, as well as learning new skills or building on existing skills, people also have a chance to connect with other people who have some understanding of the experiences that someone may be going through. And as I say, it's usually facilitated by a health or social professional and then a volunteer as well. One last thing to mention that really does help people. So we talked about how meeting other people in the HOPE course is really positive because it's that shared experience. Support groups equally are the same, and quite often people find that just having a chance to talk to other people, validate their feelings, feel less isolated, are able to talk to people that just get them, and understand what they're going through. And also to realise that you're not alone and that those experiences, emotions and thoughts, or even symptoms are natural. It enables you then to go forward. It allows you to talk openly and honestly, and quite often these support groups incorporate some kind of activity as well, so that you're able to do and meet people and decide whether you want to talk about your cancer diagnosis or your experience, or just be with people who understand you.
So thank you for watching. If you've got any further questions, please do not hesitate to come in and ask or give us a call. We're open Monday to Friday, excluding bank holidays, from the hours of 9 AM till 4 PM. We can be contacted on 01604 544211. We also have the Macmillan Cancer Support Line. This is open 7 days a week, 8 AM till 8 PM, and you can contact the support line on 0808 808 0000. For further information and support, you can also contact the Northants Cancer Guide, and you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner the link for that. This will have all your local and national information on. There's also a link for the Macmillan website, and here you can find all different kinds of information about a variety of topics. You can download booklets. There's a community forum as well, which we know that some of our patients have used, where you can click on and you can find different themes that people have been talking about. And it's about getting a community support with people who are affected by cancer. This forum is managed, it's available 24 hours, and it's really useful, I think, when people, any time of the day or night, need just somebody to communicate with. So that's www.macmillan.org.uk. So once again, thank you for watching.